Alright, in today's video, I am going to be playing Overwatch, but this is going to be on the basic stuff. It's not going to be every single character, this is just for my friends and whatnot. Alright, we are going to go into the training mode. Alright, we're going to go into the training mode. Preferably the practice range. This is where you can actually get to know your character's abilities and skill sets. And we're just going to do the basics for the easy people. We're going to do Bastion. Bastion has stand-up ability when he fires. As you can see there, he can fire from a distance. That's when he can move and be able to fire. It does damage, but not a lot of damage. And that's how you heal yourself. Right click to heal yourself, left click to fire. You can't heal and fire. You cannot heal and fire at the same time. So now we're in the Gatling gun. You do extensive amount of damage. You cannot move when you're in that particular position. This is good when you're behind the tanks. There's key abilities when to use Bastion and when not to use Bastion. Now, as you see on the screen, the ultimate ability to hit letter Q, which is called an ultimate. Just because it shows up on the screen doesn't mean, hey, I'm going to use the ability now. It's best to use that ability with someone else on your team to do combos, to do extensive amount of damage. And sometimes when you're with your team and you need to use it, you can't wait for someone else's ability to show up because their abilities haven't come up on screen. This is how you use it. You'll fire, and if you get close to walls, you'll do damage to yourself. And it'll only last for a long length of time. And you heal up, obviously with the right click, and as you can see, the aim is, well, my aim is not that good anyhow. When you're in a big situation, I need to work on my aim. Anyhow, it's good to really do a lot of damage to the enemy when you're trying to make an advance. But Bastion is pretty good for really driving down the enemy when you're really just trying to shoot them down. This is really good for people starting out. You'll hardly see anyone ever use this in quick play. You'll never see them used in competitive. And there's reasons. It's called the metas, it's called the comps. But you're not worried about that because you're just more focused on the basics. Alright, that is the play abilities of Bastion. Nothing too fancy. Let's go to the next character. This one we're going to use is Junkrat. The bombs, just because you throw a bomb at the enemy does not mean it's going to do damage. The bomb does damage when it lands and if anyone's in that particular spot in that matter of time before the bomb goes off. Junkrat is pretty cool for flanking. I use him as an aggressive. I go in. I'm not a fan of Junkrat being from a distance. I don't know, it's just the way I play him. That's the thing you're going to find playing Overwatch, is that you're going to find a playset that's going to work for you and your particular character, not the way the meta is. Me, I'm going to go all in with the Junkrat, but I'm showing you what he can do from the distance when you can aim and how long it takes for the bomb to actually go off. I've killed the Pharaoh, which is in the sky. Some people who watch this video, I do apologize. That, no, you're not supposed to use Junkrat on certain things. Again, this is basic. So this is just for characters that you think that you might like. As you can see, you time the bombs just right, you can do a lot of good damage. Every ability is different, like that you see on the screen, the Q ability, the ultimate. Each one is different. to use this one, you want to strategically place your character that you'll do most damage. That will help your team. Just to use it, I don't recommend to use it. You want to hide when you're getting ready to use the ability with your Junkrat, because you'll be easy to kill. Here it is. Your character will still stand there, which means someone else can flank around that wall and take you out while you're using your tire. So that's why you want to hide to use the tire. And the bomb can knock people off the edge too. That's the cool thing. It's going to do some knockback damage. Now we're going to lay the trap. This is really cool. If you're leaving the map, it does damage, and you can set it up. You can put a trap down and put a thing to explode up in the air where you can fly in the air. So you can do amount of damage to anyone in your trap. That's the thing there. That's left shift. Apparently, I don't know how to use it. Like, it's been a while since I used it, and I've done it wrong. See, as you can tell, I'm really screwed up on the timing.
The hunter lays a trap for his prey.
That's what I get for not playing the game in such a long time.
Oh, just leave this here.
I think it's right click. It won't trap you, it only traps the enemy. But when you put the trap down, it removes the other trap. So you can only put one trap down at a time. And you get an indication on the map that someone went into that particular trap. And I'm laying down the little knockback, and I don't know why I'm leaving a distance. I guess I'm doing a run. There's the jump. Okay.
This bomb's for you.
Obviously, guys, it's been a while since I played Junkrat, and I am a Junkrat main. When you don't play the game, you just
You'll love this one.
you screw up a lot. At least you do it in this particular mode. That way you can get familiar when to use it and when not. That's when, okay, I just figured it out. When I do that, now it knocks me into the aggressive mode of playing my Junkrat.
Blowing up.
And you can knock players back as well. And sometimes you can lay a trap down, and you can use the knockback thing, and you can knock them into your trap and do double damage. And I knocked him off the edge.
Stop me. I've heard this one before.
You lay it down and fire at the same time, you can do a lot of damage to the enemy. It has a good range. I just took out 3 of the enemy bots, as you can see right there.
Double kill.
You can knock yourself backwards or you can knock yourself forward. A lot of Junkrat players use it right out of their spawn room so they can move forward faster because it knocks you up. And it gives you a little bit of a running room where some other characters are going to run fast while you're running slow. Be careful, you can knock yourself off the edge if you're close by. Now I'm just being all aggressive because this is what I'm doing.
There we go.
It's been a while. I'm trying to... It's been since Season 9 since I played Overwatch, so I'm just getting back into the groove. And that's what I like about this training ability, or this training mode. You can actually hone in your skills and you can perfect your timing. When's the best time to use this? When's the best time not to? And a lot of players, they'll practice here before they start playing in their games.
Oh, you really stepped in it, mate. This bomb's for you.
And you can actually make your wheel run up a wall, and you can make your wheel jump up. It's like a second character, but you only have a certain amount of time before the ultimate ability is done. I'm just showing fast-paced play skill of the Junkrat. Obviously, you know the trap, you know the knockback, and you know that your bombs have a certain amount of seconds before they go off. You can't do any damage to yourself, only that knockback can do damage to you. And you can knock yourself off the edge, as you can see. Well, that's Junkrat, and let's go to another character. Alright, now the other character that I'm going to select is Torborn. This is actually very good. Him and Bastion are very good for your starting out. You can fire from a distance. It doesn't do that much damage, but it can do damage depending on the situation and the scenario that you're facing. Now Torborn's got a great ability. That there's the Gatling gun. When an enemy shows up in its range, it will fire. But also keep in mind, it's also an enemy to the bad guys, so they can actually destroy your turret. That's what it should be called. You used to be able to repair your turret, but I don't know how to do that anymore. That's probably one of the abilities down below. I don't know. Now see, when you drop them down in the range, you don't have to do any damage. You just stand there and it's going to kill the enemy bots. And you get credit for the kills. The best time to use this Torborn is like behind a tank when you're teaming up with a Bastion. As you see, my ultimate ability is up. It's a lava. And it does damage to anybody who is in that particular gel lava area. And you're still doing damage. Look at the damage done. Didn't even do nothing. You can speed up your killing abilities. And you can eliminate your turret to drop it back down somewhere else. And if you take damage, you used to be able to throw armor out for players to get armor. That's what that little item on the ground is. It helps heal up in case you're on the map and you see one of those, you can heal yourself up in case the healer is not in range. And you just basically just let your turret do the job. And it's good for coverage. You don't want to put it out in the middle like I'm doing right now. Obviously we're going up against robots, so it's not going to do nothing. And you can spread your lava around a lot of the map. Now the reason my turret turned around is because as an enemy came up on the range up on that platform back there. Yeah, right there. So basically, when a bad guy shows up on the map anywhere in the range where the turret can see it, it can fire at the enemy. So if you have shields in front of you, like other tanks, we're not going to mention their names because you're not going to know, but we're not going to show any of those particular characters. When you have tanks with shields and you drop your turret, you can do extensive amount of damage. Your turret can be down. You can use your ultimate ability. You can use your speed ability. You can do like 3 combos. Add the combos with everybody else, and you can get a massive kill damage. And it's good to use from a distance back. That will put the enemy in a pinch. In other words, there's only one way in, so if it's only one way in, you drop your turret, you can take it out. Remember, you can only change your character in the spawn room. So knowing the location of your spawn room and the position where you're standing, it's very key to use on your Torborns, because sometimes you may have to switch your characters around, depending on the situation and the scenario that you're in, or whatever the enemy is coming at you with. So you could try to counter the bad guys with another hero. Okay, so another basic, if you want to play a healer, I'm going to recommend Lucio. It's not all that complicated. The green on the screen is you're doing damage. You could do extensive damage to the enemy if I know how to aim right. And you're like on a skate. You're skating while you can do things. You can actually go up on walls to avoid being attacked. You don't have to be on the ground the entire time. That yellow plus is healing. You can heal your teammates and you can also do damage to the enemy. So when if I'm not around any of my players, I'll switch it to green. You can speed up. Now I'm going up on the wall, so you can actually get an idea if I can get on a wall. Come on, James, get on the wall. So you can skate to certain points of the map. Like, people will knock you off the map, and most of the time the players will end up dying. Yeah, I went upstairs going up the wall. You can actually, if you're good at it, you can go off of the map, skate on the wall to advance to the other side of the map. And you can knock the enemy off with a certain ability, which is the E or the right click. You can knock them off the map. You can knock off 2 players, 3 players, 4 players, 5 players. Everyone's near the point or a checkpoint or a certain objective on the map. When there's a whole bunch of enemy players and they're not paying attention to you, you can knock them off the map and you can actually make the advantage of your team. This character is called Lucio. He's a healing character, but you can do, the green is the damage. You will not heal your teammates unless you go in yellow. So if you're around your teammates and the enemy is coming at you, it's best to go to the yellow. That way your laser fires can heal your teammates and do damage to the enemy. But if you're just got your teammates around, you'd want to go just on the yellow. Now, if you're in a position to where you just have bad guys, green is the best way to go. You just hit the shift on your keyboard. Just going to have to get used to the keyboard controls, the WASD, the Q, the E, and the left shift. Left click and right click. That's basically the universal movements for Overwatch. There's some other complicated stuff too, but this is just for the basics. This is just for you to get starting out. And has a healing ability, shields anybody who is in that particular range. And you want to be near that, and you can double the healing going on plus. So when a bad guy comes in with an ultimate, you bring that down, you lessen the damage of the enemy team's ability. So Lucio is like a protective barrier to your teammates. Now you might say, well, what about the other maps? The maps are very complex, just like the heroes are very complex. It's going to take time to get used to knowing the map. That's the only way I can give it to you, the best way to knowing the maps, knowing where the healing tokens are at. And basically, right now, you just want to get comfortable with the characters. The maps will come to you over time. Some maps are good, some maps aren't. I'm trying to skate back over, but I guess I can't skate back over. See how long I've been off the map? That's the advantage of Lucio. Let's go to another character. Okay, now this character is Widowmaker. She is a sniper. Now you might say, well, why are you putting her into the basics? She's more of a mid-type player. Some people like to zoom in and snipe. The best is getting them at the headshot. You can zoom in, I think it's the right click of your mouse. When you hold it down, the power of the bullet is going to be. If you just zoom in and fire, where you don't get those 3 red triangles on your screen, then what's going to happen is it's not going to be very powerful. You want it to go all the way up to the very top, and you do a lot of damage. And you have different abilities. You have a grappling, you have a poison, and I'll show you all those. And you have the ability to see through walls. That's her ultimate ability. It helps your teammates to know the location of where all the bad guys are at. So the best way to use that ability is if there's a Junkrat on the team, on the enemy, and you want to know exactly where he is at, you save this ability, and you can give the location away for the Junkrat. This ability is good when you are trying to figure out the location of the enemy and where they are strategically positioning themselves. When you get to understand their skill sets. Okay. Video messed up. That's the poison. You can actually see their position to help you get in position to snipe at them.
No one can hide from my sight.
Okay, let's see if this thing will let me use my grappling hook without it glitching out. There we go. I'm trying to grapple and fire. That's where I'm very terrible at. I'm not a very good Widowmaker.
Double kill.
The best way for Widowmaker is knowing and predicting where the enemy is going to go. If the enemy is standing there long enough, you can fire at him. You basically want your aiming center, my purple, as you can see, you want it to go across horizontal on the map. That way you can do damage to when the enemy comes up.
No one
And
can
you can
hide
be able to
from my sight.
hit him if you're good. I get too fancy.
Double kill.
That triggering actually does some damage. It's a good
Double kill.
thing to use just in case you get into a bind, your ultimate ability is not up, you can throw your poison, you can do damage to the enemy, and you can see anything within that range of that poison.
Double kill.
So I only saw one enemy robot because I didn't put. It's very tricky of when to throw
No
your
one can
poison
hide
ability.
from my sight.
But you could go in high places that no one else can get to. They're going to have to snipe at you and shoot you from a distance.
Triple.
Now she does have a shooting mechanism. It's not recommended because it doesn't do that much damage. Bastion running does more damage than Widowmaker. So that's why I'm not firing without the zooming in. Because you're not going to do any damage. The only time it's going to do damage, you're going to be effective using just the regular shooting without zooming in, is if someone's at very low health. And you, as you can see, you can jump over a lot of areas. Alright, we're going to go to another character. Okay, this will be the final character that we are going to show on the basics is D.Va. D.Va, Bastion are the two most popular characters besides Torbjorn. Torbjorn's like your third favorite that new players are going to gravitate to. Then they end up striking into being Lucio, which will help you to become a Junkrat, and then you can go into Widowmaker. You're in a mech, and you can fire. She does a lot of damage. She has a regular shooting ability. She can shoot missiles. And she has a blocking shield that if an enemy fires an ultimate, she can block it. This is the missiles. If you aim it just right, you can do a lot of damage.
Time to raise my APM.
That there can block and eat an enemy's ultimate. And that thing on the right hand side of the screen lets you know when you can use your shield again. It's like a mini tank. Okay, now we can use it. Now she's got an ultimate ability. It's good for a bomb. She can do 6 of them. You can fly off the map and back on the map. So if someone knocks you off the map where you normally would die, you can fly right back on. And you can knock people off as being a mech. So D.Va has a lot of great abilities. You can combo with the explosion, but you gotta time it just right. That's the only thing I find very annoying is using the ability. And you'll see I'll mess up. I'm trying to get it to go forward, but I can't. I do damage, but I wanted the mech suit to go to the wall. Now, when you're out of your suit, this is the damage you can do. And yes, people can shoot at you, knock you out of your outfit, and you have to wait for a certain amount of time before you can get knocked back into your outfit. And when you're ready to go into your outfit, you'll hit Q, and boom, you're now back in, and you can go fly, and you can start shooting missiles and start eating up people's abilities. Or you don't have a tank coming out of the queue yet, and you've got a couple DPS and healers, you can throw your shield and protect them. Shield can now go up.
I'm not a good loser. I'm going to shoot you down.
Watch you get knocked off the map. And I knocked myself off the map. That can happen too. Quite embarrassing. I got lucky with that missile fire, which is really cool. Diva's really good. Diva isn't a... I play Diva like I do Junkrat. I'm extremely aggressive. I gotta figure out... Okay, I'm dropping... See, everyone else can go in the air, and they can make their mech suit fly. When I go in the air, the mech suit drops straight down. So, I cannot figure out how to make her mech suit shoot out in front of me when I'm in movement, because it just drops right there no matter what I'm doing. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. Sometimes when you have your ability, what I'll do is I'll look up straight in the air, fire up, and then fire down. Or I'll go into the sky and I'll get out of the suit. As you can see, that is like the only way I know my outfit is going to. Here it is. You'll see what I mean. It's hard to explain. The outfit drops, and sometimes it don't. I cannot get that mech suit to fly out in front of me, and I've watched a billion videos on how to do that, and that's the result of the video. I only use Diva to. The ultimate ability now, how I play Diva, I don't use it to kill the enemy. I make it to, like if I'm on the point, I'll get out of my suit because I'll have it on the car, especially when I'm using a car. It's kind of hard to explain. I'll get into all that. I'll drop the suit onto the vehicle so the bad guys will not go up to the car. It will get them to scatter and run because it does a lot of damage. And now it shoots forward. Okay, so it shoots forward when it wants to. Got it. I don't know how to make that happen. It's a darn if you do, darn if you don't. You'll get lucky, RNG, the suit moves forward. I'm good at placing the suit down to get the enemy away from my team. That's all I use the ability for. If I get damage out of it, that's great, but I'm mostly using it to get enough time for us to get the seconds for us to make capturing the point. I'm very terrible at trying to describe certain things. That's how I play Diva. I'm very aggressive to killing things, knocking them off the map if I can, and getting them away from the point. Sometimes it's okay to use your ability to not get the kill, but to use the ability to advance on getting the team away. That's what I use it for, is dropping it down. The enemy runs enough valuable time for my team to capture the point, if that makes any sense. But that's how I play Diva. That's what Diva can do. That's the advantage of Diva. Alright, well that's the Overwatch video. And leave a comment, subscribe, like the video, share, whatever. It's just a video. This is just for, I want to get my feet wet into Overwatch. I'm not going to break down all the other stuff, best positioning. All that stuff is beyond basics. Know your character. Select a character, play with that character, like that character, and then you'll be good with that particular character, and then you'll broaden your horizons to playing other characters. That's all. That's the basics of Overwatch. That's the only thing you need to know. is knowing the basics of the character, not anything else. So, have fun and enjoy. And remember, Overwatch needs more heroes, just like you. Okay, that was so cheesy.